watch it, you know, aligning with that cosmic receiver, that cosmic influence, where it's recording us, aside from everyone's level of consciousness respectively, aside from everyone's experiences respectively, that thing that records it all respectively. And on a human level, the throat chakra, and our sacral chakra, those are the more so yin chakras. They're the receivers of the frequencies, all of the frequencies, the synergy frequencies, the multiple different band of energies of frequencies are tallied up and collected from what you're hearing. The throat chakra being the receiver of the sounds themselves that are making your whole existence from soul to physical body. And then your sacral, all the other, like, you know, the emanations of the byproducts of anything that has something of a loose component, you know, or like a emanation of, you know, a different type of synergy fusion and combustion of that which, you know, is harmonic in mating, you know. And that which is harmonic in mating, it's creating certain different types of pressure and friction constructively and behind the balance constructively, until it's like ultimately like used in a different method. Then that would be the detriment of it, is seeing like how the sacral picks up on those things and it's interacting and it's sensing the different more material liquid frequencies, because the sacral and the throat chakra, they're more receiver chakras. They're the more so yin chakras. All the chakras are yin and yang, but they're a specialist yin, because we're a conglomerate of different you know, particular type of metaphysical fiber optic frequencies that is making the essence of the mutation respectively. And you could also ask, like, what's in the background, like, because like I wanted to start this video like, I really don't give a fuck about a lot of shit. Like, I'm just gonna be like honest with you, and if you want to hate me, you know, use that energy to hate me and just have fun with the experiment, because in the end it's either you're losing your energy or you're receiving your energy. And if you're losing your energy for a good cause that you convince yourself, or maybe you're blindly being persuaded by some other GMO narrative, then that's your experiment. Have fun with it. But like, if anybody hates me behind the scenes at this immature kindergarten level, feel free to hate me, and, you know, may your whole life revolve around me for all the underground closet haters that I have, because like, we all have our different shifting, like, you know, moods and behaviors, and we can only lean and shift to that with the balance, with the help of like the source creator, aside from, like, you know, the biased names, because obviously that's getting the surface level in trouble within, as far as what they're like, you know, perceiving as drama, you know, because obviously religion could create drama, but it doesn't have to, because it's how we perceive religion. Religion is just a component of, you know, the Vedantas and the beginning of the Vedantas, you know, Vedangamanas, or, you know, just the beginning, like, because the Vedanta is the end conclusion, but in the beginning of the Vedas, they're also pointing and highlighting, like, to the government, to the economy, to, like, you know, the Ayurvedic stuff, to like the astrology, yada yada yada, all that stuff. It's like, it's not just about Vedanta. It's like, we're living in the material reality, and it's like, it's also in the middle, before Vedanta, and then the beginning of Vedas, you know, which is what we are. And we're using that as biases and you know, false energetic identifications to prop it up, for us to point to us external detrimental reality, that which isn't, which ironically, most ironically, it's trying to point to the most inner within. That's what the Vedas are pointing to, and we're just kind of like stationary or non-stationary with what they really energetically represent and assemble and reassemble, based on, you know, what has fell away from that, however it did, or what has risen back to that, however it did, or maybe a little bit of both, however it does. Because you know, I just feel the beginning of this video, I wanted to put like, I don't really care about people's misunderstandings, because as long as I accomplished my mission, as long as the cosmos is like seeing me, that I'm my own original influencer, and it has its own cosmic recorder, cosmic Akashic record, like a cosmic, like, you know, database beyond Google, hyper respectively, then that's all like I really like care about. And what is the difference between time and space? And why am I doing these videos? I'm doing these videos to see the background energies of, you know, in like 5 years I could go back to this video, obviously, already, and I've already said this, like, you know, underground, because in the underground videos, I used to do like 2 hours a day, because I just had a different memory allowance. You know, I had a different memory allowance with a different phone. I just got to get a new phone again. But like, honestly, last year, 2022, like every day I was doing like 2-hour videos, like no sweat, no problem. So I'm like, I'm not even trying to compare anybody. I'm just trying to see, like, this is what I got. This is my game. This is my wisdom. You want to get lost in a like a bar in a page, and then that's your like misrelationship with time. And I also explain the proper context of past, present, and future in a different one. So if you're getting caught in a little bit, that's your ignorance and immaturity. But I'm doing these videos because of the background energy. Like, look at how the weather's like influencing my mind, my body, and my soul. What am I missing? What could I have been missing? Because like, everyone's also representing their own zodiac and constellations in a different way, you know, because little do they know, they're coming from that. They're affected by the influence of that weather. And on a neutral, unbiased level, we're using all the energies and tools and materials to actually create something of our own micro future. That's what kind of neutrally astrology is, you know. And the difference between space-time and time-space, maybe I'll save that for a different video. But man, I'll just do it right now because it's fresh in the oven, you know. And it's like, I'm doing this to actually really harmonize the universe, aside from like any false mission or any false, you know, misalignment anybody has. Doesn't matter what CEO you are, doesn't matter what corporation you are. This is the real neutral logistics and logical provings. Beyond, and could that be measured beyond your AI? You tell me. End quote. So the difference between space-time and time-space is time-space, it's the conglomerate of time in one space. Earth's time-space. The nearby radius of Earth's time-space is all the other influences that are pointing to a focalized object to make one inner fusion of time, and then us having a space around that one time-space. So time-space is more so individual. No, time-space is more so collective on a focalized level from the top down, and space-time from a bottom-up level, it's more macro individual, because what I mean by macro individual, the space-time, a celestial body that has its own respective orbit, but it's participating with other shared orbits, and that's a unique thing in itself, is seeing its own levels of space that it's in, and it having its own time, and us having, you know, multiple different layers from that, you know, more so. But obviously the surface level of that, and we like depositing, down dripping, downpouring, and downloading, and down shove, like, you know, more or less non-assisting, you know, how we could use that to better our relationship to those energies in itself. So that's the difference between space-time and time-space. So space-time, it's like the celestial bodies that are by themselves. They're in their own space, and they have their own measure of time, you know. So within that measure of time, we have different relationships to different space-times. So just, you know, just watch it, you know, watch it. This is just, and this is like the neutrality of it, you know. So there's probably one more thing I wanted to say, but I'm in my own flow. So thank you guys.